Hey everybody, this is just a before thing. I was pretty nervous when I started the video, so it's pretty slow in the beginning, but about like 10 minutes in, I finally start breaking because I was pretty much in my headspace, and I mentioned that later on in the video, but kind of want to say it now just so you guys understand that in the I was trying to be really selective with my wording because of the topic. And I'll explain it throughout the video of what I mean when I say that. But yeah, just so you know, it starts out pretty slow, but then after that, it gets to the actual subject, and it actually uh like okay. But yeah, it sorry about that. But yeah, I finally start actually talking about the subject and things, and yeah, basically, this video is about keeping your head up throughout hardships, and that's what the message I want to tell everybody, because it's really hard nowadays to keep your head up when all the things in the world are kind of suck. So yeah. Uh, anyway, this has just been the forenote. Now we'll actually get on to the actual video. Hello, everybody. So if anybody keeps up with Minecraft or any things like that, you'll know that I'm not going to name them because I'm not like those scumbags that use people's deaths for views. But someone very influential uh has passed away of cancer recently, and you know I didn't really watch him that much, at least not recently. I used to watch him a lot. I loved the Great Potato Wars, and when I saw this, it kind of made me think that about, basically it put me in another one of those deep thinking moments where, you know how, like, you're just kind of sitting there normally, everything's fine, but then you think about how fleeting life is. Well, it kind of put me in that headspace again. And first of all, there is, if you go on Hypixel, and you go to the main lobby, and you just turn left and keep walking that way. Eventually, you'll find a bunch of people signing, writing inside of books and giving it to the bookkeeper. Basically, that is a memorial for this creator. So if any of you please, just go ahead and go sign those. Give a good message. Once you get on Hypixel, pretty much everybody will be talking about it, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, but it put me in that headspace where, life is fleeting, and if you really want to do stuff, you gotta do it. And I keep falling. So basically, I keep making content, and I keep falling out of it because I don't know what to do, and that's a problem. Because I like doing this. I like making content and stuff, but there's always that like thing to where if I don't do it now, I'm not going to be able to do it later. And if there's anything that this creator showed me, was that through all odds, you can still do what you love as long as you're willing to actually do it. You can't stop. You can't be like, I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it later. If you're burnt out, that's fine. You can wait, but I'm not really burnt out. I just don't want to do it. And that is a problem. And I've said many times on here, hey, I'm back now. I'll start doing more videos. I started editing my videos, blah, blah, blah. Yet, it's been what, like a week since my last video? I don't even know. Um, it's been, yeah, a week. And I haven't even, I've been recording other videos and stuff, and it And it's like I keep falling into the same habit that I always do, where I say I'm going to do something, but then I'm like, maybe I'll do it later, maybe I'll do it later, and then I just keep going into that cycle until eventually I do it, but then at that moment, people have already left, people don't really want to watch me anymore, or like I get shoved into the background by other people. And that's fine. That's kind of what happens. But if I really want to do this, there's nothing really stopping me. I have all the time in the world, and yet I don't use it. It's a moral, really. Basically, the moral is that no matter what you're going through, as long as you have faith, as long as you have like, what is it? Like, as long as you have confidence in yourself and you know that you can do something, or if you have the time to do something that you love, do it. This video is sort of, how do I explain it? Basically, it's a memorial to the person that has passed away, and also kind of something that kind of like a life lesson that I've learned over and over again, yet I never took to heart. Um, if you feel down, okay, if you feel sad or something, just know there's always someone out there to help you with that. And even if you don't feel like there's someone there, there's got to be at least somebody. And if you're all alone, or you feel like you're all alone, or if you don't want to turn to other people, then let me tell you something. You are your own person. You are a unique individual person with their own skills, own mindset, own everything. If you feel down, just remember that there's only one of you. Meaning that if you, I don't know, if you like something and you know how to do that thing, yet you don't do it, then you're going to end up wasting your own time. And if you feel sad, well, here's the thing. Everybody goes through their hardships, everybody has a rough time sometimes. And if you're going through a really tough time, then, well, like I said, there's somebody there for you. And if you don't think there is, or if it's a really tough time and you're not sure what to do, just stop and think. Just stop and think. Okay, I'm in this situation. What can I do about this? If there's nothing you can do, what can I do to make the situation bearable? For example, the way this creator passed away was, and their family, well, their family was sad, but they still made the best of it by, asking him to give his final words and things, and they delivered it. They basically had their last moments with their child, and had, spent the last moments leaving his legacy. How can I make this better? Well, I can give the person who's going through this tough time their final message, the final thing that they want to tell everybody before they go. It's I don't know. Hard. Sometimes it's hard for me to speak. Other times I'm all quick, witty. I can talk to people, but it's hard for me to say things that a whole audience can hear and accept, because even though there's only like 141 of you that has a possibility to hear this from my subscriptions, there are also other people outside the channel that'll come and listen to this, and they may not even make it this far. Basically, I just want to tell people that no matter what you're going through, there's always tomorrow, and there's always things that can happen to make things sure. Things can get worse. It happens. But at the end of the day, you're supposed to stay strong, because if you stay strong, the next hardship that comes by won't look so bad anymore. And you'll be able to deal with it. You'll be able to stay calm. You'll be able to figure out, okay, well, this happened last time, but now that I know what didn't work, I can try to figure out what does work. For example, let's say you're burnt out from doing anything and you just kind of want to lay there. Well, why not try something new instead? For example, like I only did like raw videos. I recorded videos and I posted them. I didn't edit them at all. And then I kind of got burnt out of that. So I was like, all right, well, how about I try editing a video? The first time I edited a video, I was like, well, this kind of looks cool, you know? This is nice. And then I'm like, this would be funny if I placed this music here, and I placed the Russian hard bass, and then I put Life of Boris, which is a YouTube creator. I put a picture of him with some vodka because I was playing a bartender, and I slowly zoomed in the camera on him, and it was funny. And then I made it red, and then I shook like it was, the haha loudest funny thing. But that made me laugh. My own video managed to make me laugh. And then on my second one, my Warzone one, I actually met somebody who was pretty cool. We had fun, and not only was he pretty cool, and not only was it fun, but I made a friend there. I made a friend that not only like had fun playing the game with me, but we actually talked. If I still had the raw video, which I don't because it takes up too much space because I don't have an SSD. If I had the raw video, me and him actually sat there for almost half an hour just talking about life and the game and things like that. We had a lot in common. We had a lot to talk about, and the neat part about that is that I just met a total stranger who has the same worldviews that I do. Just because I decided that I would do a video, I would talk to people, I would do gaming with strangers. I would play games with strangers, try to find people. I mean, the first one was pretty fun. The first gaming with strangers was pretty fun. I got shot in like the first few minutes because I said the wrong thing, and I was like, wait, hold on, what did he ask? It's like, are you the dude that I thought he was asking something else? I'm like, oh yeah, and he shot me dead, which was pretty funny. And then we ended up joining forces. That was in Rust Turned, Gaming with Strangers 1, Rust Turned. That was awesome. Uh, and then with Gaming with Strangers 2, I met someone who was funny. He couldn't hear me that well because for some reason my microphone, I have it actually bass boosted to I basically have it boosted 40 decibels, so it's actually like, let's see what it's reading. It's reading like uh so normally it'd be at like, I don't know. Basically it'd be like a really low decibel count. It would be really hard to hear me. Which is why I couldn't hear me, because my boosting doesn't work in game. It just works for recordings, which is why you can hear me fine, but why it sounds so blown out. Um, but the thing is that if you feel burnt out, well, there's other way. Like there's ways you can fix that. There's always something you can do. Like I decided, hey, I'm gonna record a video. So I recorded an hour and a half long video, and half of that, or like 1/3 of that, was just me talking to him. Him sitting there in the lobby. We were talking about things. We were laughing about things. It was awesome. Before that point, though, I was like, I guess I'll do a video. I haven't done one in a while. The first video I edited kind of sucked because it was kind of slow paced. Nothing cool really happened, but I tried salvaging the thing because I didn't want to play the game again because I was already, I was kind of burnt out. It was like really hot in my room, and when I mean really hot, I mean like I was sweating so bad that like I was using the computer itself as a mouse pad, and every time my like computer got sweaty, the mouse wouldn't work, which you can actually see in the Warzone Gaming with Strangers 2. You can actually see that happening. I'm like, well, now my mouse won't work. And then you see me like struggling to turn. I'm like, yep, there it goes. I don't even know if I can play. I managed to fix it because I had tissues in my room in case I got a bloody nose for low iron, because that happens sometimes. But I have iron pills to counteract it. So I take a tissue, wipe it off, and then continue playing. which honestly is pretty funny because I managed to absolutely like destroy some people while having those complications. But basically, what I'm saying is that even though things seem impossible or if you're burnt out, try it anyway. And if that doesn't work, then try something else. Just sitting there doing nothing at all is not the way to do anything because you're not doing anything, I mean, right now I actually have a video that someone requested because I promised to do it a while ago in a montage For Honor. It was a Payday 2 trailer thing. I had a video of me doing a stealth heist on the bank in Payday 2, and during Gaming with Strangers 2, a friend of mine, Food Eater, was like, I'm still waiting on that Payday 2 video. I was like, yeah, don't worry, it's coming. So I still need to do that. But as you can see, I haven't, and that's because I got burnt out. But for some reason, whenever I see someone that I had experiences with in the past, because I used to watch this person, they were a great content maker. I laughed at uh, their Vegetable Wars video. I'm not gonna name the vegetable. Basically, I'm going to try to avoid saying this person's name as much as I can, just so I don't. Basically, I don't want people to come here and watch this because it has that person's name in it. I'm not even going to mention the person. I'm just going to call this a I don't know. I'll figure it out. But basically, it's not going to have this person. But I absolutely love those videos. I watched it with my family. We laughed really hard at it, at the way he sabotaged his person rival there. Um, it, and when I heard that they had gone to higher places, it kind of, and I watched the last video that I'm pretty sure will ever be posted on that their channel. It got me thinking. After I did the memorial in the Hypixel server, I sat there for a second in silence, just racing through my brain. I was like, while I was watching this person, I noticed, because I'm really good at reading people, and I never felt like he was faking anything or he was trying to force comedy. He was genuine. He was funny. He did the things. And when I remember watching the video where he almost lost a limb due to something. It was one of his arms. I can't remember, and how he managed to make the whole situation funny, like genuinely funny. He didn't try to force it or anything like some comedians or whatever. He sat there, he talked about it, and he genuinely made me laugh while he was talking about it. And you know, that made me feel happy because he was it was an optimistic person. It was a person that knew that the situation was funny. It was that dark humor that came from not a place like basically it came from a place where he knew the implications of it, yet he also knew that it was going to be funny because how like stupid and how outlandish the situation was from the beginning, because how they multiple times said, "Oh, maybe we'll have to take your arm," and yet it never happened. They always managed to find a better solution multiple times, and it was I don't know. He managed to he like talked about it. He was genuine about it. Yet he also, while being genuine about it, also truthfully thought it was funny because humor comes from a dark place. If you're a funny person, you'd know that usually people who haven't gone through a lot of hardships or like things that sucked in their lives didn't have a good sense of humor because they couldn't appreciate the fact that bad things happening can also be funny due to the fact that, hey, sure, it hurt, but also the story behind it is kind of dumb, or kind of like it was like scary, but because it was scary, you were hyper aware and you noticed this, and this that made it funny or whatever. For example, like let's see if I can remember. Let's see if let me think. Um, I don't know. I have a lot of things I could talk about. Um, oh well, here's a good one. Actually, I've told this story multiple times, multiple people, but I don't think I've ever told it on here. So one time, this was like last year, actually. Actually, it might have been 2 years ago now that I think about it, because it happened after COVID rolled around, but it was like a year after, so it was like mid 20. It was like 2019, and then a year after, it was 2020. It's now 2022. So yeah, about 2 years ago. Uh, I was laying in bed one morning, and you know, I was waking up for school. I was like, "Oh, this is great and all. I feel great. Finally got a night's good night rest." As soon as I stand up, though, I get extremely dizzy. Extremely dizzy. Like like mid standing up, I fall back down onto the bed. I'm like, oh, hmm. I was like, maybe if I just lay here for a second, it's probably because I got up too fast or whatever. My head was still spinning a little, so I waited for my head to stop spinning, and then I tried standing up again. It hit twice as hard that time, so as soon as I sat up, pretty much, I had to lay back down. So I'm sitting there, like, in my bed, like, oh no. Seriously, I have my arms out. I'm like, oh god, no, please, no. I got school, dude. It's already bad enough that I have to go learn algebra from this cranky old woman. But I wake up. Or, well, no, I already woke up. Yeah. So I can't sit up. So I'm like, Mom. It's like early in the morning, so like I can't talk that well. It's like early in the morning. You're tired. You're like groggy. You're like, oh, bro, 5 more minutes, bro. 5 more minutes. You know. So I'm like, Mom, Mom, and she's like half asleep. Because she had to wake up Willow, sister, and Mom falls asleep quick. So I'm like, Mom, and she finally wakes up after like 5 minutes of me sitting there calling for her. She's like, what? I'm like, please help me. I think that's exactly what I said, was please help me. And she comes into my room and she's like, oh, what? And then she like tries to open the door, but it's locked. I'm like, oh no, because I lock my door at night because I don't know, it feels more secure that way in case somebody comes in. Plus, it's my room. I don't want people coming in, and it's a mess in here. So if somebody comes in my room at night and doesn't turn the light on, they're bound to step on something that hurts. Um, yeah, that's why I keep my door locked. Plus, Willow used to actually come in the middle of the night and be like, "Yo, come look at this," because she's like playing a game on her phone or her Switch, and she wanted to show me something, like Fortnite or whatever. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to sleep. Away. So I just ended up locking my door, and I still do. It's actually locked right now. I haven't exited my room. Um, but after that, mom had to open the door with a knife because I could not stand. I would not stand. So she used a knife to Jimmy open the door because our doors are totally secure. And then I told her, I was like, dude, I can't stand up. I'm like so dizzy. And then I think in the middle of me calling mom, my stomach started to hurt. You know how like when you wake up in the morning and you have to use the restroom for some reason because your stomach just decided, hey, yeah, this is going to be how this goes this morning. You can't have a moment of peace at all. And And so basically, I told mom what was happening. She's like, "Oh, try standing again." So I tried standing again. Nope, nope. I couldn't. I couldn't. As soon as I sat up, it felt like I was being hit by a truck without the pain. Basically, all that dizziness, shock, everything hit me all at once, except for the pain in the head of getting run over by a truck. But anyway, and so after a while, mom's like, all right, we gotta get you to the hospital because I don't think we can do anything." So I was like, "Oh no." So mom had mom had to drag me to the car at the time. The car sold now. It was supposed to be mine, but we couldn't get a replacement part for. I think it was. I can't even remember. Couldn't get a replacement part for it, so we ended up selling it. Only got 100 something out of it. Kind of sucks. Uh, but well, I think we sold it for scrap metal. Though. But at the end of the day, we were driving to the hospital. I feel horrible. Because I'm sitting up the entire time in the car. I mean, it's a little better because I can rest my head on the rest and I can like lay back in lay back in the seat because the seat functions and all. But I still felt dizzy. And once we get into the hospital, I have to like sit in the chair and stuff. Like they brought me to the emergency room. Though, so it was obviously really quick. They had me get on a stretcher. They had me get on a stretcher. I don't think they made me walk to the room. I can't remember. That it was 2 years ago. And I told them everything. Blah blah blah. The diarrhea. Blah blah blah. I didn't want to explain that. I had to use the restroom and that happened. But and then they're like, "Well, maybe the reason why you're so dizzy and yet." Oh, right. Forgot to mention that my legs also were really wobbly. Like my legs were really weak. I was dizzy. My legs were really weak. That's another reason why I had to sit back down instantly because my legs they couldn't hold me that well. Like I guess I could stand, but it was really really hard to really hard to. And so I got to the hospital. Uh, God, why do I keep repeating the same thing? Got to the actual room. I explained everything to them. They're like, "Oh, well, maybe it has something to do with your spinal fluid to see if maybe it's infected, and that's why your legs aren't working well." I was like, "All right, cool. So what are we gonna do for that?" And they pull out this giant needle. It was like a flexible needle. I don't even know how to explain it. It was like a needle, but it also had a tube in it, and they reached into like basically they stabbed this giant needle into my back uh to extract the spinal fluid. And they did that 3 times, and you want to know the result of that? They failed all 3 spinal taps. Um yeah, they failed spinal taps 3 times. I am surprised that I'm not paralyzed because they ended up like saying, "Oh, we can't really do this. We don't know how. We're going to send you to another hospital and they'll do it." You can imagine my surprise when they told me that they did not know how to do what they just did to me. And then they said, "Well, it's not going." They're like, "Well, we don't know how to do what we just did to you, so we're going to send you to another hospital who does." They just stuck a needle into my spine and then told me they didn't know what they were doing. Okay, sure, fine, cool, thanks. Let's get to the other hospital. So they load me. They wheel me to like the they wheel me to like a loading bay sort of thing where they just kind of like push the gurney into the ambulance. They just basically pushed me into the ambulance, slammed the door shut, and said, "Here's this nurse dude. He's going to sit next to you the whole ride along with your mother." Yeah, you're just gonna head out to the other hospital now. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So that was about like an hour long ride. It was like for some reason they had to. I can't remember how long it was, but it was like an hour long trip. So I'm just sitting there on a gurney, staring at this stranger and my mom, like, uh, so I don't know what's going on, but this sucks. And when we finally get to the hospital, they already had like a ton of people on gurneys there, so they put me in the lobby with like 15 other people on gurneys, and I'm sitting there just like, what's going on? There's like a ton of people here in the same like. Well, I don't even know if they're in the same state as me, but there's like 15 people on gurneys in the same room with me, all put in the corners and stuff. And I'm sitting there like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what happened here. Did like, did something like come down and just start harassing people? Like, what happened? But eventually, they get me a room, and eventually, uh, a doctor comes in with more needles. Whoop de doo. They finally do a successful spinal tap on me to find out, hey, guess what? Your spinal fluid's not infected. You're fine. We don't know what's wrong with you, though. I'm sitting there like, oh, alright, cool. Uh, Turns out they did end up doing a blood test. Turns out there's E. coli in my blood, which, that was great, I guess. That sucked. They gave me antibiotics and it got rid of the infection in my blood. Basically, my blood was running sort of septic. That was a great time. But eventually, I got better. Uh, so I was able to walk. But the thing is, during the thing, they had me like get up and try to walk every day. It sucked though because I had to use the restroom every 5 minutes. So I have to like hold it in as I waddle to the like bathroom because on the left side of me is like the basically they have like the thing up and that's where the tray is that like swings into my gurney so I can eat and stuff. And then on the other side they have the thing down so I can get out of the bed. So I had to go the long way around every time. So every like day or night and whatever, when I had to use the restroom, I had to get out of bed with the grippy socks they give you for like physical therapy and stuff. And I had to like waddle to the restroom, and it sucked so bad because it was like I can't even begin to like explain it. It was horrible though. But yeah. I don't even know where this video's going. I don't even know. It started as sort of a pick me up to explaining how comedy works. To end this off, how about this? To end this off, I'm going to say to you that whatever your skills are, whatever you do in life, whatever you think you as a person are good at, do it. I mean, unless it's like murder or something, don't do that, I guess. Or like, well, I guess if you do, just go for the bad people. I don't know, but if you have something you're good at, something that you know you can do, and you know that people know you can do it. I mean, it's what you like to do. It's what your skills have shown you. It's what you've worked for. If you have sat there day in day out and actually tried your best to hone in your skills to figure out ways to do things. You know, basically, if you put in the effort for something, keep putting in effort for it. Don't quit because you think you don't want to do it. Do it like if you feel burnt out from something, just try it one more time. Try it one more time to see if it's still fun. Uh, and then decide if you're burnt out or if you're just like sad or something. Because I felt burnt out from like playing video games for a while there, but I've been playing Elden Ring and Mordhau a lot lately. Because I just got Elden Ring. I actually made a video on it, but I didn't post it. Because I was like, oh, well, this is that, this and that. I did a live stream. I don't think anybody really watched it. I actually rage quit. I raged so hard because it was really hot in my room. And whenever my room gets really hot, for some reason my temper gets high. I'm sitting there just like, oh my god, it's really hot in here. I hate everything. Kill it now. And so I was sitting there dying to the boss, and then I eventually killed it. And then I was like, oh my god. So after I killed the boss, and I went to like, basically, it was so dumb. Stop rambling. I guess the reason why I ramble is because I don't have a lot of people that like I can talk to about everything. I don't know. That's why I have you guys, because I know that the people who will listen, who want to listen, will listen, and then that makes me feel happy. Like if you want to listen, if you want to hear my problems, that just means that you care, and that's pretty much just what I'm looking for is people who care. Yeah. So, I should be back pretty soon with another entry for my videos, and I will hopefully. I might not do the Payday 2 one first after this, even though Food Eater wanted me to. The reason why is because I want to hone in my skills a little bit more, because I mostly do stealth heists in Payday 2, which are kind of boring. There's not much action to them. I mean, all you really do is kill all the guards, get everybody down on the ground, tie up as many civilians as you can, kill the rest so nobody can rat or get up and rat you out, blah blah blah. Dumb stuff like that. It's basically just a really boring heist. And that's not what I want. That's not what I want. So, yeah, I'm going to try to hone in my skills, and then make a video on it. I'm gonna make a loud heist. Yeah, like a three or four skulls loud heist. I'm gonna beat the crap out of the corrupt government in the game, and blah blah blah. It's gonna look cool. I hope it's gonna look cool. But so far, I'm under-leveled to do that sort of thing. And I will be playing as Jacket, though, so you'll get to hear the psycho veteran, pretty cool guy, do his job. Yeah. Sorry that the screen has been black this whole time. I just... I didn't know what to do, really. I didn't know whether to put a game behind it, but I was like, well, no, because I'm gonna have to record the game for like an hour, because I don't know how long I'll ramble on. And then if I keep rambling on for past that, then I'm gonna have to record more, and then I don't want to edit the video, because I wanted to get this message out before everything happened. I wanted to get this message out today, so I didn't want to spend all day editing a video in the foreground. So, if you enjoyed me rambling on, there you go. Sorry that the beginning of the video was so slow. I was nervous, I didn't know what to say, I was kind of still in my head there for a while, but I'm out now. I'm free. I can actually talk like a normal person. I can say what's on my immediate mind rather than what's going on in my deep headspace. So, anyway, I guess I should probably end it here, because I don't want to ramble on more. I don't want to do that to you guys, because I don't even think anybody's going to make it here anyway. But if you do, pineapples, again, just... If you ever make it to the end of the video, the code word is pineapples, and until a lot of people, like, if a lot of people finally start saying pineapples, then I'll change it, just so I know that people aren't spamming pineapples or like skipping to the end or whatever. Or just like, oh, who just wants to say pineapples? So we made a video. I'll just say pineapple so it makes me look cool. Blah blah blah. Now I'm gonna change it eventually. I'm gonna get enough people to do it. But basically, for my final message, I'm going to say thank you guys. Thank you guys for the past 2 years. I think it's been almost 3 now. Remember, I used to be a mobile game video maker, although they sucked. But yeah, thank you guys for the few years of support you've given me. It's been great. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and peace.